Thank you so much for hanging there for me as I get this video set up. I've been talking about doing something like this for eons, but never actually took the next step to getting it done. So if you don't happen to know, my name is Abby and I run AV Tarot Reading here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on my own website, and I am a professional psychic tarot medium, and I also happen to be a tarot reseller. So I happen to know a thing or two about tarot cards. So as a kind of a gift, let's try something new. A fellow reseller named Charm City Picker, here we go, Charm City Picker, let me buy this kind of hodgepodge collection of cards so that I can share with him some of my knowledge about tarot, who some of these decks are, some of the background information that I happen to remember, and just kind of like, you know, share the joy, share the fun, share the excitement of digging into a box of tarot cards. So this is a big old one, but let's hop in. So first of all, just in case you didn't know what was happening here, if ever you receive a box inside of a bag, that's called cubic shipping, and it is a it is a cheaper shipping method than what is often readily available through retail services through USPS. So literally what you do is you box your item the way you normally would, and then you find a plastic bag of any sort and wrap your box in that, and throw your label on top. And that goes, I believe, through air instead of by land, and you get priority treatment on it as well. So not only is it cheaper than most standard shipping processes or methods, it is a little bit faster as well. It does have some restrictions of keeping it under a certain volume and weight, but it's super easy to do, and there's a couple programs that do it. I use Pirate Ship, and there's, I believe, a few others that can do it. It's kind of like a standard process. So let's go ahead and dive in. I have my teeny beady scissors that are usually just fine for small unboxings, like one that I still have to do with this one. But let's go ahead and kind of clip into this and see what is here. I do absolutely love that this actually showed up as a box in a bag, because so often I make deals with people and then they don't send it in a box in a bag, and it's like, you just ate into my profits. Thank you so much for that. I'm not bitter at all. Because basically what ends up happening for us as resellers is that U.S. Postal Service then comes back and says that that's not a box in a bag, and they will charge regular priority mail on instead of the cubic shipping. So when we say box in a bag, we need you to do box in a bag, because for me that's grounds for not doing business together anymore. If you can't follow like the label instructions, and I understand sometimes it's weird, right? But your post carrier will take it. We need you to do that. We need you to do that. So I think there's another label under here. I'm trying to give some privacy to the person who sent it, so let me probably fast forward this part as I go through and finish unboxing this. Thank you so much for the bubble wrap. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Because so often cards get destroyed because they don't get secured very well in here. So that makes me very happy to see. Now, by all stretch of the imagination, I do not consider myself like the know-all end-all when it comes to tarot. I know a lot about a lot of cards, but there's still so many decks in creation that it is impossible to know the ins and outs of everyone. So my game plan is just to talk about the ones that I do and then figure out the rest as I can. So let's start with this big old guy. Ooh, there's some interesting stuff in here I can see already. So let's unwrap. I think this is like the hodgepodge set. Ooh, okay. So the reason I'm saying ooh is because I recognize a few things right off the bat. And the big thing being this this checker or this plaid backing is synonymous with a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, regardless of the size. Regardless of the size, that's pretty synonymous with a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, by US Games specifically. Now, different years on the cards signifies the value of the card. So for instance, if I flip this one over, not that one, flip the, well, it's blank. Okay, so there's no flipping this one over. Are these blank ones? So US Games did create a big collection of blank ones as well, so that's more than fine. It just doesn't have a monetary value attached for me. These little ones have a year, and this is 71. Okay, so even though the cards themselves will 19 times out of 10 say 1971 on them, not all of them were created that old ago or that far back ago. So when it comes to vintage Rider-Waite-Smith, you have to actually feel the paper, and that will tell you if it's a legit vintage one or if it's a modern reprint, which I expect more of them to be modern reprints than otherwise. Because like for this one, this is a personal deck that I received as a gift from my mother. This paper was late 1990s, and this has a certain feel to it that more modern ones that I don't have here won't have. It feels a little bit more slick, a little bit more rigid, a little bit more glossy, has a different poundage than ones that are further back that were actually made in around 1970, 1971. So just because it has that number on it does not mean that that is the year in which it was produced. So don't get that one too twisted. So these are different plaids that I've not seen before. Interesting. Actually, I do not know this deck, but it's kind of not Marseille. It looks kind of Marseille. So Marseille is a French style of wood cutouts that were created a particular type of deck. Now this kind of has the same kind of color palette, kind of feel, very same color scheme, but different pips. And the pips are the numbered cards that don't depict a picture, they just depict the number of items on the card. So these are just the pips, and I don't happen to know the name of this deck, so this one will need to be researched through either the community that I have or just online researching. I often will use like Google Lens or take a photo and then upload it into Google and ask them to kind of find, you know, similar images, and usually I can find the name of the deck through that. So this is a guidebook. I always keep guidebooks because there's so many decks that people find kind of like this, and then they like, I don't know what this card means. I need the guidebook for it, and you can find the guidebooks on stores like mine or stores like other people have. So this one is in different language. Looks like it's in Spanish, or at least this section is in Spanish. Looks like it was printed in Madrid. Does it have an English section because I'm a weirdo? Oh, it does. Okay. Wonder if it'll tell me Europe playing cards. Okay. I mean, it's possible that this deck was, you know, see the size fits about right. Usually guidebooks will be the same size because it has to fit in the same box, right? Will be the same size as the cards. So this very well may be the guidebook to these cards. So we'll just stick them off to the side and then see what shows up as we continue to go through this. So this is a guidebook to standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This would be in the same box as these cards that look like this. They fit nicely. Yep, so those would go together if this was the full deck, for instance. And so yeah, I love keeping these. I've never seen this back before. So this is probably just a standard quote-unquote playing card set, but with this kind of backing, I bet this was a like a 52 card fortune-telling deck. Fortune-telling decks and tarot cards are two different items entirely. So like for instance, tarot cards is a 78 card system. Fortune-telling decks also have their own system, but they're based on 52 cards or 54 cards depending on the manufacturer or the artist. So it's like you can't assume unless you see more than just this. Okay. Ooh, I have cards that look like this, but I don't know where they are. Oh, I do know where they are. They're in my inventory. Yeah, that's like a playing card, for instance. I'd love to do like Google Translate and see what that means. But yeah, these go together. Ooh, hold on. What are these? What does the D-Land automatic deck... what the D-Land automatic deck does for you. Cool. So not all cards, the tarot cards or oracle cards, are Marseille or Thoth or anything like that. So this is its own fortune-telling system. Cool. I have no clue what that is. And they often need to be learned to be able to kind of use them to their full capacity. So these look like playing cards. It's always a good look to smell them because sometimes they can be smoky, and if they're smoky, they need to be de-smoked before they get sold. And they just smell old, so they don't smell smoky. They smell more like a basement, so that's fine. Basement garage kind of thing where it's like half exposed to elements, but nothing terrible. So this looks like a Golden Dawn style of deck, just from that front card. I think Golden Dawn. Ooh, I can't read that. Cool. Tabellon, Tarot. Ooh, Kaplan wrote this. So Stuart Kaplan is, some people think of him as like the godfather of tarot because he wrote so many guidebooks for tarot. He wrote the guidebook that's included in every Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Looks like he wrote this one. And this is a new one for me, but it is also produced by US Game Systems, who is the producer of the standard Rider-Waite-Smith. The most popular set of tarot cards. But how cool. This is very interesting. And I'd love to do some more research on this to see what this one is specifically for, because I've not seen that before. So that's cool. I love being surprised. What is this? Ooh, with audio. So this is an example of tarot cards that were probably printed 1971 or earlier because the texture is more matte compared to the glossy nature of my 1990s edition. So this more matte texture, same print. I think it's a little bit different if we line it up. It's similar, but the gloss is definitely different. So it's the same backing, different gloss. That would be closer to a legit 1970 something vintage set of cards. So that's kind of cool that somebody kept those. And a guidebook. Destiny Revealed by the Tarot. Cool. This one's 1975. Based on the condition, I would suspect it is a 1975 guidebook or closely thereafter. Not a modern one right offhand. Oh, so for instance, I don't know if you can see this from here, but these are depicting Marseille style of cards. So I would... Oh, look at that. And that might be what those other cards were. Okay. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Like, Marseille does have this mirror kind of thing going on, but these kind of ring true. But we'll keep those. We'll keep those. Playing cards, no monetary value, unless like an indie edition of some sort that's popularized. This is really rigid. Cool. This won't be kept. I mean, I might keep it on the side just in case, like, oh, it was a part of some other complete awesome set. But just looking at it right offhand, I don't think it's going to be much. So we still have those. Those are the ones I was looking for. Oh, yeah, these are probably the guidebook. This is probably the guidebook to these. So let's see if they fit. It's a little bit bigger, so maybe not. But that's okay. What is this? I've never seen this one before. But I have a community that would love to see that. So definitely save that. Ooh. So this is the more of the set of cards that were kind of vintagey. And sweet. I also have a, if you have cards that don't have the year on them, that might be worth a second look through, a second dig. Because sometimes those have a different monetary price point if they don't have the year on them. I have to reach back out to a friend of mine about that. But, so this will be its own pile. Okay, what are these? Oh, these are some of the other piles that I was making. That's going to be so fun to make the piles of cards. Those are too big. I dig this. Yep. Very cool. I don't know the name of this one. Luckily, this one does have an artist printed here, though. That'll be useful in kind of hunting down additional information about this particular deck. Even though I don't know right now. This is just a title card. I know that particular deck. I just haven't seen it in quite a while. Oh, this one goes over here. Ew. This one looks dirty. I wonder where you've been. Put you off to the side. Cool. Interesting backs. I didn't learn until recently that some people collect the cards because of the backs are interesting to them. So just because a certain deck might be damaged or worn or have issues or eaten in some way, like they might still have some value depending on the person who's interested in them. So these are what? Interesting. These are kind of Marseille. Or are they Visconti? You know, I don't know. These are different. Garamond is another producer, kind of like US Games, of tarot cards. So these are just different. This is a deck I've never seen before, so very cool. I wouldn't sell it like this. I would definitely want to have a full collection, and then I need to understand what a full collection for this deck is. Is it, 78 cards? Is it 108 cards? Like, what is it? Is it 52? So that's very cool to just even find. So very, very, very interesting. Put that off to the side. Tarot of the Cat People. This is a simple guidebook. I wonder if this means there's a mini edition of this in here, or maybe not. But yeah, that's a more modern tarot. Modern, like, after 1970s, I think. Actually, let's look at the year. 1985. So that's easy. Cool. And some little, what I like to do with these sometimes is turn them into little tarot gifts where I take 3 cards, put it in an envelope, put a sticker on the front that gives instructions on how to open the deck while asking a question. And then it's like a little gift to anybody who orders a deck of cards. People like it, so I go with it. Okay. I'll put these over here. Ooh, very fun. What else do we have in here? So fortune telling, fortune spells and potions for 40-year-olds. Oh my gosh. So this is a novelty deck. It's cute. I don't know if I would sell this one in particular, but it's cute. It's funny. Oh, look at that. That's cute. So I would totally do something silly, like use just 1 card per order, for instance, or I don't know, actually. Like, I don't know if I would actually do that, because when it says for 40-year-olds, I don't want to offend anyone. I have a sensitive clientele. Like, they can get really interesting sometimes. So let me not offend anyone, but this is cute. This is cute. Burn incense in front of your yearbooks while concentrating on whom you might owe money. That's funny. It's funny and cute. Keep good friends, write their names on a piece of red paper, roll it up and tie it around your neck. Never take it off, even in the shower. Very cool. That's cute. That's very novelty. I like it. Let's see what else is in here. I know this deck. Hold on. Your Hanson Roberts. This should be an easy 78 card deck. Looks like it has a $10 price tag on it. It doesn't have a guidebook. So I think there would still be a dollar figure attached to it. What it would be, I'd have to research it. See, it's like every time I go to a deck of cards, I want to sort them. Old habits die hard, yo. So part of what I'll end up doing is sorting them, is flipping them when able, and making sure that all 78 cards are there, and double check to make sure the cards that are supposed to be there, because sometimes what will happen is you might have 2 2 chariot cards, or missing a devil and you have a chariot or something like that, because sometimes people don't like a particular card, and so they'll take it out of the deck. I find that to be sacrilege, but that's just me. Everyone has the right to do cards or do tarot the way they so choose, but that's why I find it important to make sure that you sort the cards out to each deck and make sure all the cards that are there are supposed to be there, because sometimes people will combine decks for certain purposes, or like I said, throw in a duplicate card because they removed a different one, or just remove cards entirely from the deck, so they always need to be counted. And I'm not counting them right now. I'm just neurotically sorting because I'm a weirdo. There we go. But this one doesn't have a guidebook, so it would I would have to definitely like log that or mark that it doesn't have a guidebook, and then confirm with the buyer that they know that in advance. So it makes for a little bit of work, or I can just turn it into like a little gift deck as well. But it's nice. So awesome sauce. That's easy. Let's see what this is. I've never seen that before. This says GH Birch Goldsmith. I don't think that's about these cards, though. These are cool. I definitely want to research these. Talk to my community. Like, hey, have you ever seen anything like this? Very cool. See how many cards are supposed to be here. They're so tiny. I need to check my time in a moment. Oh, I think it's in Dutch. Or German. I can't read either. I'm watching the squirrels chase each other in the backyard. Anywho, I look forward to researching what those are. Oh, I'm glad they survived the trip. There we go. So this is a standard Rider-Waite-Smith. And by Rider-Waite-Smith, Rider is the last name of, I believe, the publisher. Wyatt, author Edward Wyatt is the name of the writer. And Smith is Pamela Coleman Smith, who is the artist of the deck. So these have keywords on the bottom of them. That's funsies. They look like they've been a little bit damaged, probably from that rubber band. When it comes to reading tarot, like when they have keywords on them, I think that kind of limits the expression of the card, because not every situation denotes a dark man, for instance, but you may have a situation that's very King of Pentacles, which also means like mastery in regards to maybe something financial or monetary or tactile. So a young person, yeah, Page of Pentacles could definitely depict a young person, but I also think if this is like an obsessed person or someone who's hyper-focused on something, I also look at that as like ADHD when we hyper-focus into things. So keywords, people like them. I personally don't work with them, but that's just my work. And I don't know the addition of these because the backs are different and the saturation of the cards are different. But yeah, it's worth looking up and double checking to make sure all the cards are there. These don't have the year on them, so I'm sure they're interesting. So this is another deck that matches this one, I believe. The texture of the cards are the same. Oh, these are a little bit older. No, these are older than these. Okay, good to know. So standard Rider-Waite-Smith, these have the year on them, 1971, so this is a different deck than those. I would go through each of them just to make sure that they match. Also, sometimes you have to make sure that I'm sorry if I'm not in frame for you. You have to make sure that it would be terrible if this whole time I was out of frame. I'd be so sorry. Anyway, sometimes you have to also double check that the grain of the cards match the other cards with it, because sometimes people, mix and match decks. Not saying that it would ruin the value. It just, it's stuff that collectors want to know. Like, just let them know in advance, essentially. I don't know this deck. Yeah, I don't know this one. Cool. I won't open it, but it'll be fun to figure out. Oh, there's a copy of a deck. Oh, that's full. Oh, I know this one. I don't know it now. What was it? Because I have a copy of this one. This is a vintage Morgan Greer. There it is. Vintage Morgan Greer. The paper quality of the vintage ones compared to the more modern ones are different. The coloration is about the same, but the paper quality is different. I like the vintage edition just because it kind of has that old feel to it, and some people really like that. They like the old fortune-telling feel. I've sold these cards before, but for the life of me, I can't remember the name of them, so I'll probably take some digging to find out or to remember. Gosh, I can't remember right offhand, but I've sold them, I think, twice. What are you? What are you? You are a collection of cards. This is Golden Dawn, which is Thothy blend of cards. Oops. Hazards of nails. So Golden Dawn. Yep, Golden Dawn. Yeah, those are all Golden Dawn. And Golden Dawn is just a system of cards, and I'm just depicting or sharing that it's a Golden Dawn style. It's not the Golden Dawn deck. It may be the Golden Dawn deck, but tarot cards often, first off, have a style system that they come from, and it's usually like Golden Dawn, Marseille, Rider-Waite-Smith, Thoth is another one, and there's a few others that are kind of like hybrid blends, and then some fortune cards or tarot cards that are like just their own system that's created, and those are usually lean on more oracle style instead of tarot style. But this is, I believe, a Marseille deck. No, Tarot Classics. I think this is Tarot Classics. I believe this is French. You're making me use all my memories. I know I had another card in there like that. I don't recognize that back. Yeah, I don't know if that's a Rider-Waite-Smith style or Marseille. No, this is its own. Yeah, it's its own little style. I don't know what kind or what it is yet, but we'll keep an eye out. Oh, I remember this. A.G.M. Mueller. Gosh, I remember it, but for the life of me... Oh! I know this back. I've sold this back before. I don't remember the name of it, though. So I'll have to totally dig into some resources. Kind of like the other one. Yeah, Marseille style does this a lot. Oh, I know what these are. Oh, this is the something witch, modern witch tarot, I think. Yeah, it's the attachment to the James Bond deck. If you find a vintage one of those, a complete set with the guidebook, you got money. That's a money set. Me having 4 cards of it is not. It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. I know it, but I don't. We have another one of those. Oops. Lovers. I don't know this one. Cool. I know this one. Oh yeah, that's Marseille. All day, every day, classic Marseille. Colors are the same as the one that we were talking about a moment ago, but yeah, so that's why I thought this was Marseille, because they're the same. Yep, they are. Cool. So that's definitely a Marseille deck. Marseille set of cards with the, what is this? This is the 8 of Swords. Yeah, 8 of Swords. And the Major Arcana. This is a vintage one, so it's not super expensive, but, you know, more than $10. I'll put it somewhere. I don't know where to put it anymore. And this, wow, you're on the tip of my tongue, and I don't remember. Anyway, it'll come up. Ooh, this is one I remember, but I don't have the name of right offhand. So that's the 10 of Wands. That's the Hierophant. That's the 3 of Swords. Those will make excellent tarot gifts. This is Morgan Greer. Again, this is the more modern version of the Morgan Greer. I wonder if they were like, you know, because I'm seeing collections of 3. I'm wondering if they did the same thing, or were a person that did the same thing where they had like the 3 cards in the envelopes, and that's why they have all these little collections of 3 cards. Sacred Rose, I know that one. That's good to have a reminder of what the back is. The Fool, the Magician, the two of Pentacles. These have the name on them, so they'll go into I'll make a pile of this paper quality, but with the year on it. Thank you. Marseille style, 6 of Swords. I don't know the name of this deck. The Madman. I wonder if this is the Fool. This is kind of not Golden Dawny. Oh, I know this one. This is a modern edition of an Egyptian something. I can't remember the name of it. But I have the vintage one in there that, I have to get back to someone about that. Sorry. Life is busy, yo. Where are these? Another 3 set of cards. This is cool. I love that they have so many different collections of just 3 sets of cards. Oh my gosh, it's going to make life interesting. Okay, what is this? Epiphany cards, the reality check deck. Okay, interesting. What are you? Ooh. Manny Divinator. Ooh, Italian. See if I've seen these before. I don't believe I have. Cool. I think I recognize the art though. I've seen these before. Yep, they'll just need to be counted to make sure that they're all there. And then see how much they go for. So that is interesting. It's kind of a bummer that the box is a bit damaged, but so long as the cards are in great shape, I find that they'll still move. Ooh, cool. Standard Rider-Waite Smith. That's yellow box. It's the box we've all had for a million years. What edition? Ooh, my favorite paper type. Okay. This has the year, so it's fine. Oh, I love, there's something about like the aged paper stuff that I love the feel of it. The cards that have been used to hell or not literally to hell, but have been used forever and have been, well worn in. It's kind of like leather shoes. It's just like you love a pair of 30, 40-year-old leather shoes that are perfectly in style and just get better with age. A good set of cards is like that. Just gets better. What kind of Rider-Waite Smith are you? You are a worn out set of cards, that's for sure. Or worn out cover. So in this kind of situation, I don't know if the box would add value or take it away because there's no box here anymore, just the cover. So I would be almost inclined to unless the value dictated that it must have the box, I'd probably get rid of the box. Oh, wait. This is a mixed deck. Yes, I told you. Why is this? Oh. Ew. It's just a different version. They usually don't do this. Oh, it's a different language. Sweet. Okay, so this is just different. This has a different production location. I don't know where right offhand, but I know it's produced somewhere else. Because normally the additional languages aren't usually a thing. So that's very cool. I'll have to dig into that further to see, and I probably would, I don't know, I would take as many photos as humanly possible after making sure all 78 cards are there, and then whoever decides that they want them, allow them to make the judgment call on if it's worth whatever I'm saying it's going to be. Oh my gosh, that's a big set of cards. We'll wait for that. This is another Hansen. It says incomplete. Sweet. Ooh. Very cool looking. What are you? What are you? Dang. I know somebody who'd love these. These are gorgeous. I don't even know. I think these are Lenormand. Wow. So Lenormand is a completely different divination system that is based on the images of the cards, kind of like tarot, but it's usually 30-some cards instead of 78. This might be the oldest set of Lenormand cards I've ever seen in my life. But they are old and gorgeous. I do think this is Lenormand. I don't know. I'd have to confirm it, but this is so cool and so cute. Oh my gosh. Research. Research needed. Okay, what is this? This says Oracle. Jeu de cartes. Cartes. Oh, just cards. Plain cards. You're going to move to a new house. A letter. Act on it at once. I guess a wedding is in your near future. I am going to totally put these up and sell these as is, but this is interesting. So this is interesting stuff, which it would be a great addition to the store. Being that I don't know the history of this particular deck, but the fact that it's already been modified, I have people who really like that stuff. So I will probably leave it as is and be like, all right, hey, sweetheart, reach out to the people that I know. I have an interesting set for you. Come look at this. And they'd be like, oh my god, I need 8 of them. Like, done. Done. What is this? This is kind of that repeat of the, I think it was the Marseille style that I was talking about earlier. No, it's a little bit different than that. Gosh, I don't know. And I have a set that looks similar to it in there. They're very interesting, though. I dig that I don't know all these. Because when it comes to the modern decks, I know those like the back of my hands. Like, you can spot those a mile away. These, I love that I don't know everything in here. It's in the cards. Ooh, what cards are we referring to? Oh, these are playing cards. Okay. Ford playing cards? Oh, bridge cards. Okay. Yeah, so these are bridge cards. I don't know if they have... I don't think bridge cards have, like, too great of a monetary value, but it would be interesting to know. Are these the Holy Poly? No. Maybe. I have questions. So, this is writer style. Oh, I know this! Is this Greer? Oh, it is the Holy Poly! Yay! I'm excited. I have to count to make sure all of them are there. This feels like the Holy Poly modern versus vintage, so the monetary value isn't going to be as high as the vintage ones. If you have a guidebook, it's even better, but no guidebook. But that's okay. And Paragon Press, usually it says Holy Poly somewhere, and I don't see that it does. I think it's Holy Poly. Like, I always have to type it in and then get corrected. 1983 is what's written on it. I know that there's a more modern edition. So when it comes to this deck in particular, I probably wouldn't state that I know that it's vintage, but I would just show, like, hey, this is what it is. This is what I have. This is what I know, kind of thing. Thank you. What are you? What are you? Fortune cards. Okay. I don't know these. Let's put them away, but it's all good. Oh. Oh yeah, this is his own system of something. I don't know. I'll have to totally like dig into that or see if anybody knows what kind of fortune cards those are. Like research the back. Quan, you go. Cool. Easy! Where are you? Oh, these are Oracle. The Art of Knowledge, or excuse me, the Art of Tibet Knowledge cards. Yeah, these are just simple oracles. Some of these I would keep and turn them into little tarot gifts or little oracle gifts, and some of these I won't because they're a little bit grubby. But that's what happens. Thank you. Alright, who are you? That's a copy of the guidebook that I have over there. So this is Marseille style, but definitely a different set of cards. So those are all the swords. There we go. Yeah, those are complementary to each other, to that guidebook. Cool. I have no clue what these are or how much they'd go for, but I look forward to finding out. So, Taruko, something. The Tavalong loin. Tavaglione tarot. Tavignon. Oh my goodness, I'm butchering the names. I try to have so much respect for them and then I butcher the names. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The Oddest Inner Vision Tarot. Ooh, I know this one. Do we have the cards here? I was looking for an image of the cards. It's not giving me one. That's okay. Dude, I legit think this person bought stuff from me. Because it's like, I know a lot of this stuff, and I know it like in the way in which it was bought from me kind of way. So this is my favorite one right here. This is a big old stack of cards that I have no clue like how many are in here. So these are dated. This is obviously a combined set of cards. Like, not... I mean, readers can create all sorts of systems depending on their needs. I like to combine decks of cards when I'm doing past life readings. I'll combine like, I'll combine 3 decks into one set to do past life work, but they're usually 3 different kinds of cards, so not the same like Rider-Waite-Smith deck done that many times. So that's the paper that I like. This is kind of like the more modernized version. So this does have the dates in 1971, at least this does. So I can kind of start to see there's a difference in paper and ink as we move to this deck, whatever this part of it is. Just the saturation's a little bit different, or the wear of the cards are a little bit different. So this to me would be a separate deck. And the grain is different on this collection versus that collection. I know it's like really close. I can't like shove it into the camera to show you, but I can tell that the coloration, there we go. Maybe we can see it that way. The coloration and the pigment's different. So those are 2 separate decks that are right there. But these are all Rider-Waite-Smith, so I'm going to take the rubber bands off because that part, for me, isn't going to be important. It has its year. We're moving into different paper again. This has a brighter paper quality, so that to me is like a different year, different print year. Yeah, it'll be interesting trying to compare, because it's been mixed, so it'll be interesting trying to compare paper to paper, not under a microscope, but just kind of like look and feel like that. Looks like it belongs to this set of cards. In addition, what was I thinking? I had a thought and I lost it. Obviously, I'll need to like make piles of all the cups, all the swords, all the wands, all the pentacles, and then pull out one edition or one card of each so that I can create individual piles. And that'll also let me know of like which decks might have missing cards. But yeah, see, it's like we're just shifting into different card qualities now. They all still have their years. I like how like tender it is. See, I got a devil and I got another devil. So obviously I have multiple cards in there. I wonder how many devils are in here. It'll be fun. Oop, there's another one. Ha ha ha. Energetic wise, I'm not picking up anything unusual. The reader who probably had them, I feel like it was a mixture of people, so these obviously had like, you know, more than one owner. There's another devil. How many devils? I feel like so there's a mixed bag. Like I feel an educator, so I feel like most of this was like for educational purposes, and then a male present, so I feel like a masculine energy probably also used them to teach. Like I could totally see like a partnership. A couple of emperors. This is cool. Hey, I have 3 emperors in a row. Turn that into a card game. Is that like royal flush? Actually, I don't know. Lovers, the star. So yeah, this will be fun. 3 stars, 4 stars. I have 4 stars. That's casino right there. I dig the monotony of figuring out what cards go where. I am going to love that. I am that weirdo that loves the detailed, tedious, trying to figure things out kind of stuff. I dig that. Let me check my time. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. So yeah. Anywho, I think I gave as much information as I can about the cards that I have. Rest of it is research and knowledge. Yeah, if you have any tarot questions, or, you know, maybe identification questions. Sorry, I was doing it all over here. Or identification questions, totally let me know. Like, I don't mind trying to share as much information as I have or as I've gained over the years. of doing tarot stuff. But yeah, and I'm totally down to say like when I don't know something, and then maybe help you find a resource of how to go about it. Because there's tarot communities. There's so many tarot communities that are available for all of us to use and tap on. And then we all have access to the internet. So yeah, this was fun. So thank you, Charm City Picker, for finding these cards and allowing me to buy them from you. This is like straight project mode, and I'm excited. I always need a project. I always need a project. And dude, if you find any cards again, if you don't want them, like, let me buy them. I buy tarot cards all the time, and I'm always needing somebody to kind of keep an eye out for when they see tarot cards in the wild, because I'm not able to source in thrift stores as often as I'd like to, because I have so many other business things going on. So if you happen to find some, reach out to your girl, and I will totally buy them at like a wholesale price point. So yeah, thank you so much everybody who watched this. If you have any questions, totally let me know. But y'all take care. All right.